Hey boys and girls, I am here today to read with you some more about our poems. Do you remember yesterday? We talked about poems, didn't we? And we talked about it being a different type of reading. Poems. They don't follow the rule. They don't always have to follow the rules. They can be about anything. They have rhythm like music has rhythm or a beat. They rhyme like cat, hat, rat, mat, sat. Rhyming you've been doing with Miss Dockery. Yeah. And poems like to tell us with words how things look and feel and sound and taste and smell. So they kind of talk about five senses sometimes. Well, I want to remind you as we are reading them today, we're going to reread some poems that we read yesterday. But I wanted to remind you about our learning mindset for this whole unit. We want you all to understand the importance of the word curiosity. Curiosity means to wonder about things. We also want you to always be asking the essential question as we learn and read. What will I discover in kindergarten? What will you discover in kindergarten? A lot of the books we've been reading really go over many things that you're going to discover and learn about in kindergarten. Today, our learning focus, our goal, is going to be listening to the 3 poems that we read yesterday. So we're going to reread. And as we read, I want you to listen for some of our power words. Do you remember last week we learned some power words for our story called A Squiggly Story? And we kind of made connections with that story to the next story that was last week. Yeah, do you remember the word stuck? That was one of the power words from last week. Well, we have 3 new power words this week. We have clue, mistake, and puzzled. Let's slow down those words for a minute and let's talk about them. So I want you to put on your thinking brain. I like to say thinking cap in this room. We put on our thinking caps, we lock them in place, and we turn them up high. So our first word is clue. Now the word clue, I want you to say it. Clue. Do you know what clue means? Yes? All right. A clue is information that helps you find out something or solve a problem. That's what clues help you do. They help you find out something or solve a problem. I looked closely for a clue to find the missing lunchbox. That's what this little girl in the picture looks like she's doing. She's looking closely at something. And what is she using? Do you know what that's called? A magnifying glass. Yeah. All right. Our second word I want you to be listening for while we read today is mistake. The word mistake. You say it. Mistake. Yes. Think about that for a minute. What does the word mistake mean? Yes. Okay. When you make a mistake, you do something the wrong way. Yeah, that's what mistakes mean. Is it okay to make mistakes sometimes? It's okay if you make a mistake. What matters most is how you fix it and if you learn from it or not. So it's important to learn from your mistakes. My teacher told me, see the little boy in the picture? He's erasing. My teacher told me it's okay to make a mistake as long as I try hard. And so he's erasing his mistake and he's going to try again. You have to have a good attitude about making mistakes. All right. The third word I want you to be listening for as I read is the word puzzled. Have you ever heard that word before? Puzzled. You say it. Puzzled, yes. If you are puzzled, you are not sure what to do. So if you are puzzled, that means you're not sure what to do. The girl in this picture is puzzled by the game she is playing. You ever seen one of these cubes before? Yes. They're really hard. They puzzle me every time I try to do one, and I can't ever solve them. All right. So I want you to be listening for those 3 words as I reread the poems today. Now we are ready to reread the poems that we read yesterday. All of these poems are found in the book called Kindergarten Kids. Rhymes by Stephanie Kalmanson. Pictures by Melissa Sweet. This is the front cover. This is the, back cover. And this is called the spine. It holds the book together. And that's the title. We'll turn into the book. Here's the title page. It has the title on it again. Kindergarten Kids, a book of poems, right? Original rhymes by Stephanie Kalmanson. Pictures by Melissa Stewart, the author and the illustrator. And here is a different page than what we were used to, the stories we read so far. Remember yesterday when we talked about this book has lots of different poems in it. It's not a story that goes straight through. So it has a table of contents that says contents. It tells you the title of each poem and which page it can be found. Yes. The first poem we're going to read today, we're going to reread Puzzled on page 10. As I read this story, I want you all to be thinking about the questions. Who is the girl telling to not give up? Who's she telling to not give up? Be thinking about that while I'm reading, okay? Here we go. Puzzled. Do you just want to quit sometimes? Too hard, too hard. These pieces don't fit. I'm puzzled by this puzzle. I really want to quit. Don't give up, I tell myself. Keep trying. You'll do fine. Look for all the clues you can. Color, story, shape, size, and line. I take a breath. I look again. Colors match. I see a square. The pieces fit together. They go there and there and there. So easy, so easy. I did it. Puzzle is done. I'm ready for another. I want a harder one. So in this poem, did you think about that question? Who is this little girl telling to not give up? Yes, you're right. She's telling herself not to give up. She is giving herself a good pep talk. Yeah, she's having a good attitude, showing perseverance. She kept trying and she got it. Very good. Why is she telling herself to not give up? Yeah, because it was hard. The puzzle when she first started was very hard for her. So she was telling herself to not give up so she could encourage herself to keep going and keep trying. Very good. Kiss your brain. Wonderful listening. Let's go to the next poem. The next one is called Oops. I can't remember what page it was on. Can you? I better go back to that contents page and find the title Oops. There it is. Oops is on page 16. Here we are. Oops. There's the title right there. Oops. While I'm reading this poem, I want you to think about the question, who makes mistakes in the poem? Who makes mistakes in this poem? Be thinking about that while I'm reading. Here we go. Oops. Don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes. Anna dropped some crayons. She broke her favorite blue. Jamal was counting cups for juice. Oops! He left out 2. Michael overwatered our avocado tree. Now it's brown and droopy, where green leaves used to be. Our music teacher missed a note. He played a silly tune. Our principal said, "Good morning," when it was afternoon. Oops, oops, oops again. Oh, for goodness sake, don't feel bad. Remember, everyone makes mistakes. So, did you think about my question while I was reading? Who makes mistakes in this poem? Let's match it up. Let's match the picture to the words. Remember we talked about that last week? It's important for the words to match the picture, even in a poem. All right. Anna dropped some crayons. Here's Anna. She dropped her crayons and broke her favorite blue. That picture matches those words up there. The next set, Jamal was counting cups for juice. Do you see a picture of a little boy with cups? Right. There he is. That picture matches those words. And he accidentally left out 2. Remember that? All right, the next says, Michael overwatered the avocado tree. Which picture matches those words? You're right here. Yes, Michael, he overwatered the tree and the leaves turned brown. The next set of words say, our music teacher missed a note. He played a silly tune. Those words match this picture. Yeah, it's so funny. And here's the kids with their instruments. And then it says, our principal said good morning when it was afternoon. Do you see that picture anywhere? I don't either. So that picture's not on here. So I guess that's all right. I have one more question before we finish. Are you thinking? It says, why is it okay to make mistakes? That's my next question for you. Why is it okay to make mistakes? Thinking? You're right. It's okay to make mistakes because that's a sign that lets the people around you know that you're trying, you're learning, and you learn from your mistakes. Let me tell you, boys and girls, when you get in this classroom, even the teachers make mistakes. And it's important to learn from your mistakes and fix them. Like whatever you do, fix the problem. Find a solution. Work together. And also, it's important to forgive people that make mistakes. Right? Okay. One more poem before we go. That poem is called Quiet, Please. But I can't remember what page that's on either, so I'm going to go back to the contents page. All right. Quiet, please. Right there. Page 20. Oh, yeah. I remember that now. Page 20. And I remember it's only on one page this time. While I'm reading, I want you to be thinking about why the teacher's asking them to be quiet. Remember we talked about that yesterday? I also want you to help me do the sound effects to this poem. There's lots of sound words in this poem, and I want you to do them with me, okay? All right, here we go. Quiet, please. Being quiet isn't easy, is it? Gab, gab. That means you're talking. Gab, gab, gab. You're talking. Giggle, giggle. Are you giggling too? Psst, psst. Wiggle, wiggle. You wiggle. Cough. Sigh. Hiccup. Sneeze. Quiet, please, the teacher asks. One more giggle. One more sneeze. Eyes on your teacher. Quiet, please. So why is the teacher asking them to be quiet? Yes, because they're making too much noise and they need to listen. See you tomorrow.